Hi everybody, we are decentralized and today we're talking about InfoFi. InfoFi farming is a current trend on Web3 ecosystem. It's a blend of information and finance with yield farming principles. InfoFi reward user for generating or sharing valuable data, often scored by AI and tokenized on blockchains. Platforms like Kaido, Virtual, KiDAO are pioneering this space, enabling creators to earn token by contributing meaningful content or engagement. With a lot of projects already live on platform like Kaido, InfoFi is gaining momentum, offering new way to monetize information in a decentralized, transparent manner. So everybody talk about InfoFi, but also SocialFi. What are the difference between those? SocialFi are social interaction and community building. Projects like Frantic or Gales, if you already use it for a long time, it reward engagement for activity like posting, liking, commenting, or sharing, while InfoFi focus on high quality information and insights, precising expertise and data utility.
So, Jenny, how do you farm your Kaito yaps?
I actually not farm a lot of the app, but I know how to do it. So if you want to farm Kaido Yap, you have to connect your X account with Kaido platform. And do not forget that, so you won't get your points count. And after you connect it, you choose some projects from Kaido platform, like Infinix or Virtual or other Hive projects on the screen. And then we start create content for it. We can use a lot of tools like AI or your research, and you just wrap it up. You put it in your unique content, you make it valuable content, you post on X, and then you get the engagement. And more other thing you can do is if you go and engage with other creators as well, and then your Kaido point is gonna be up.
I see. I actually forgot to connect my Kaito to my X account. So I connected it, and soon after I got about 11 yaps. I was pleasantly surprised that I had 11 yaps. I think some people only had 2 or 3, and it was very difficult. It's not a very deterministic process so that you can know this is the strategy to farm and you generate a certain yap number. I think it's very hard for people to grasp it because they didn't make the calculations public. It was kind of like a guideline on what you can do to get more yaps, but it wasn't a really you do 1+1=2 kind of way to really give a formulation on how people can generate yaps. So it was unclear in that sense.
Algorithm is not that clear, and you just know it by farming a lot of valuable content for projects on Kaido, and then just hope it's got a lot of good engagement, and then you get the point.
Right. More importantly is the user or the creator has to really create very productive and valuable content for people to watch and consume. So moving on, how did engagement farming and measuring become such a significant activity in Web3 culture?
As my opinion is, whenever you see any info on X and everybody talking about that, it's definitely that project's gonna do well because it have the support from the community. So everybody know this on that project, and that projects don't have to market themselves and just do it their way.
I agree. I think that all of this stems from Web 2 actually. It began from Web 2. In the 2010s, social media became very important, and it was important for people to have followers, to create impact so that companies would enlist them or hire them for their sponsorships. So you need to have a long chain of followers before you can have any influence. So I think that translated later on to Web3. In fact, in Web3, it became even more important when you talk about things like token price. So if your project doesn't even have attention, doesn't command any attention, that's very troubling because your token price will go down.
Do we really need such integration to X, or would an X alone suffice?
I think you definitely need something to add on to this. and it's not enough for X because X doesn't have this kind of measurement tool. So Kaito is just a tool that helps you measure and distribute rewards based off a certain algorithm. And X doesn't do this, right? Come a day in the future, X might do this, and that might make Kaito Yaps redundant. But for the time being, there is no such replacement for Kaito. I think Kaito has done a good job in securing its niche and its usefulness to the crypto community specifically.
Using a good choice because Act already familiar with Degens, and Degens you act for a long time when all start on Web3, right? So choosing Act is a really good choice, and everybody can be creator on Act. Easy, and it's good for making content on Act.
Ginny, do you think InfoFi is fair? How good or bad is Yap and Earn?
I think it's fair in a degree. So everybody can become the creator and earn from making content. So it's fair for any regions. And we don't have to pay a lot of attention for KOLs or influencer anymore. And the info become more fair, become more neutral, and it's more transparent with the content everybody can make.
But 0.1% of followership, the top 0.1% command 95% of followers. So if you look at it, it's a power law like that. And if you look at the disparity between the followers, how can you say that it's fair? Because people with more followers will get more Yap points, right?
That's really a problem. I can see a lot of big account have a lot of points without making a lot of content. But to be honest, Kaido and or Virtual give small account a chance to earn money, to earn some benefits for making content. So I think it's some fairness between that. Although the small accounts really can grow their account to bigger and to equal with other KOL just from time to time if they continue create content. But the downside of Yap is actually is definitely is the power law, the dynamic power law, because the top contributor always get higher point and the small account have to do a lot of work to have small point. So it's definitely not gonna be 100% fair.
I have Twitter followers 400 plus, and you have about 2,000. So we are both small accounts. This Yap and Earn meta has really depleted our chance at winning in Web3. In the past, we had to farm airdrops, something like that, and do activities that were, well, in retrospect, not that fair also because influencer accounts also got the influencer allocations. So they get bigger airdrops, yaps, without having to do so much. But for small accounts, we had to grind so much just to get small amount of yaps. But I do understand that Kaito itself has an algorithm to account for smaller accounts to make it more fair, more egalitarian for us to earn. I think a balance is important.
Yeah. And on top of that, on Kaido, we have to count the smart follower as well. So if you have a lot of smart follower and you well connected with them, when you interact, they interact back. It's might maybe get you more point. So it's a really problem for small account. In reality, a lot of KOL they don't interact back with small account. But somehow, if you got the engagement back of a big account, you maybe get more points for Yap. Do you use AI to create content? How do you feel about using AI to create content?
Basically, I create content. I create a thread on X for Web3 purpose, and the AI is being comes in as a tool to create an image to accompany that thread so that it's more visual. You see, it's more attractive. I just use the thing wholesale. I don't make any effort to adjust the image. I just use the AI image generated wholesale.
AI is a very big contributor to Yap Meta. And do you think it's good because everybody can use AI to make content? So maybe the content is not accurate anymore.
Like previously, you were saying to create a right balance, right, between big followerships and small followerships. Right now, here it also cuts both ways. So users can use AI to improve content, and they can use AI all the time. So it becomes really a spam fest of sloppy content that's all AI generated. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, because the algorithm tries to really fine tune what content is valuable to everyone, this sort of slop is being filtered out.
Using AI is a really quality and quantity play. And you have to choose between that. You have to choose using AI to create a lot of valuable content, but without big amount per day. If you create valuable content, you have to pay a lot of time to it. You have to edit, reread, and copyright, and doing more research, and even confirm if that content is actually good or bad.
I think content can become a spam fest.
But if you play the quantity game, you just spam a lot of AI content on X, and it's really not good because I have seen a lot of AI content creator, and it's have just 15% value on it.
So in that sense, Kaito becomes even more important, right? Because there's no way for X itself to really verify the value of any new content that's being AI infused or AI improved on. So if X doesn't do it by itself, Kaito becomes more important because Kaito can do this.
I think Kaido have their own algorithm to filter which is good or which is AI spam. And I think there are more projects who also adapt that algorithm to filter it out. So everybody now have to make a really good efforts to make content, even they using AI. AI is just a support tools if you want to make content. So don't make it like AI creator spammer. So do you think this is only Web3 games or it can expand more to Web2?
I think for any kind of application in Web3, eventually it really needs or wants to get the attention and the use of Web2 users also. For DeFi, it wants to expand bigger, and the only way it can get bigger is if Web2 users come in and become Web3 degens themselves, right? So for any application, let's say there's a ride-sharing app, there's a DeFi protocol, it wants to expand bigger, naturally, that pool of people that's going to come in will be from Web2. I think InfoFi is something that's very attractive for Web2 names. Recently, I've been hearing names like Asmongold and Tectone. They want to leave, not really leave Twitch, but on top of their social accounts on Twitch, they are expanding to another social account, Kick. So really they have aspirations and goals to make sure that their presence is not just limited to Twitch because they had some issues with Twitch policy. They want to expand bigger. So they are open to this kind of new ways of monetization and being rewarded for the engagement that they create. They are really open to that in that sense. So I think if this gets bigger, I think Web2 names are going to embrace Web3, especially in an age of AI where everything becomes almost AI slop because it's so easy to access AI and generate content. There needs to be some way to really fine tune and tease out what kind of content is valuable to everyone. So eventually, I think this is just the natural path forward for InfoFi to become bigger than what it is in Web3.
Let's see
Yeah.
how InfoFi will work in the future on Web3 and Web2. If you have your own ideas, comment and tell us. Bye guys. See you in the next
Bye.
episode. And remember to follow us. Thank you.